Hi, welcome to Introduction to Strategic Communication and Media Relations. This is COM633, and this is the first set of lectures that we are going to go through. Let's get started with the first reading, which wasn't actually a reading. It was the TEDx video with Keisha Brewer. So this TEDx video was all about strategic communication, and she starts her talk with, "It's not what you say, but it's how you say it." And it is kind of true, but it's also kind of not true, because what we say and how we say things are very important because of communication. So what is strategic communication? Well, first and foremost, strategic communication is communicating the best message through the right channels, measured against well-considered organizational and communication-specific goals. So keeping that in mind for this entire lecture, it's very important to understand this is what this class is going to be about. And we should ask ourselves some strategic communication questions. First and foremost, what is our organization's mission? What's our organization interested in? What other organizations follow suit for the interests? Who would my organization like to partner with and why? And expressing the need to work with us or other organizations. Next, we ask, what is the goal? What do we hope to get out of this interaction? What is the purpose for the interaction? What do we know about outside others and their organizations and their goals? And finally, of all the other organizations and people, why us? Why me? Why my organization? How do our missions line up? Why would they select us instead of somebody else? So, like I said, thinking about all of those questions and what communication is going to help us communicate with a purpose while showcasing our values. And that helps us achieve our goal, helping us evoke specific responses out of our target audience while also helping us achieve our own goals. And it creates a mutually beneficial interaction. Moving forward, Keisha talks about some strategic communication tools. So we'll talk about those next. The tools are identifying the goal. What is the overall goal we want to achieve? We need to understand our audience. Who are we communicating to? We need to communicate that value. So what value do we bring to the table, and what value does our organization stand for? We need to express that need. So why do they need us? Why should they incorporate what we're doing into their livelihood? And then combat resistance. You're never going to get everybody on board at all times. And so it's really important to combat that resistance from those people. So that was the end of the TEDx Keisha Brewer talk. Next, we're going to go into the Thomas and Stevens reading from 2015. Thomas and Stevens state that strategic communication is intersectional of management strategy and communication. So we do so with aligning our overall strategy to enhance that strategic positioning. We use purposeful uses of communication by an organization to fulfill our missions. Why are we communicating? What is the purpose of it? And how can communication help us achieve that? And then our activity between our organizations and institutionalization, right? So this is what these organizations are doing. So let's make it an institutional thing. We do so through three lenses, the first being management strategy. So managers of complex organizations develop and use strategy to co-align their organization's competencies and opportunities and constraints within the environment. So we take into consideration, what strengths do we have? Who has what strength? And how are we going to put that to use in order to get the most success out of our organization? We talk about communication theory. Some of the theories we should focus on: structuration theory, critical theory, communicative constitution of organizations, and identity and organizational identification. And finally, the last lens we examine is research methods. And communication-related analytical approaches really help us make our goals as well as work with people who need us. So we can do so through rhetorical analysis, narrative analysis, conversation analysis, as well as semantic network analysis. And our final topic of this reading was themes of strategic communication. So first, we need to focus on our stakeholders. These are public citizens, activist groups, government representatives, and individuals who shape our organization's strategic agenda. These are people that we should consider when when we are analyzing our overall goals and trying to achieve them. Next, we have alignment. This is when we focus on an organization's strategic position and make sure that all audiences and messages are aligned together. Nothing is worse than when our message doesn't actually fit our target audience because the message is going to fall on deaf ears. So it's very important that they are aligned together. And finally, communication at multiple levels. Strategic communication operates outside and across traditional boundaries. So we use motivating language throughout the organization. We have identity and the impact on divisions within the organization. These are ongoing processes, and organizational level actions and outcomes are dependent upon the communication at multiple levels. So this was the overview of the first week of strategic communication and media relations. Reach out if you have any questions, comments, or concerns. Thanks.